said, no, sir, I'm confiscating it. You can't drive. And I was like, what? We are 2.5 hours into our drive so far on the bike. And Laura is waiting for her grandma to show up, right? Yes. Are you excited to see grandma? We're heading on a very, very long drive all the way to Dumaguete. As we mentioned in the previous video, to potentially open, I should say, a Canadian beaver in Dumaguete. And in order to do that, we gotta go see what's available and how busy are things there in the areas that we can even find anything. So there's a lot of things that are gonna be going into this, but this is gonna be a bit of a journey on its own. It's supposed to be 9-hour drive total. So 2.5 hours in so far. And you were a champ, you stayed awake the whole time? What do you see?
Grandma.
You see grandma?
There.
Oh my gosh, here they come.
Daddy, there.
Who else is there? Who else is there?
Are you gonna miss us? Really?
Yeah.
Really? No joke?
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, they're coming, here they are. It's not just grandma, it's your auntie also.
Daddy, I got a food
And who's
right
that?
in my bag.
Who's that?
Oh, look at
They're
that.
best friends.
Oh, yes. Well, here we go. We're not even going to take a break. We're heading back. We have to backtrack to get to Dumaguete to get on the boat and put the bike on. And that'll be our first time just like having a drink or eat or anything. We just got to go. It's a long trip. Does everybody see this face? Look at this face. That is a face only a mother could love. We are in Putotan. Not on our way to Dumaguete. Not on our way to Dumaguete. So we got about 15 minutes from Dumaguete, and then I was like, oh wait, you did pack my passport, right?
Bye. I'm sorry.
Because my visa has to be renewed, and we were going to do it in Dumaguete, and it expires Sunday. So yeah, and I don't feel like adding 4 hours of more driving, because it's 2 hours each way, to this very, very long trip as it is. So what we're gonna do is go either Sunday or Monday. We'll figure that out. But tomorrow I'm gonna have to go to Kalibo and renew my visa there because it's closer than going to Iloilo. Anyway, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, what did I care most about? As I mentioned in the last video, I want to find a place that on a Tuesday afternoon, a Monday afternoon, there's still people in the bars and restaurants. And we were going on a Thursday, so I wouldn't have been able to answer that question unless I stayed a lot longer than I was going to stay. So this way, I guess we'll solve it. I'm trying to find the silver lining. That's the silver lining. So we're going back to Rojas, and we'll be there for the weekend. So if anybody's coming, there you go, we'll be there. Although by the time you see this video, I don't know. Well, 9 hours. 9 hours of driving. It's 5 p.m. We left at 9 a.m. And we didn't expect that. And so, before I tell you, I want to be very, very clear. This is 100% my fault. So when I explain what happened up to, know that I know that it is 100% my fault. So, I got this bike from Frankenfell in Iloilo. Great YouTube channel, Frankenfell of the Philippines. And they let me pay them, you know, whatever every month, 30,000 some months, 10,000 some months, 40,000 some months, that kind of thing, until it was paid up. And it was paid up late last fall. And we have been trying to arrange, and they have made it clear, hey, when you're ready, Michael, we'll come up there. It's kind of a process to change it over to your name. You need all kinds of documentation, different departments, and all that kind of stuff. And so we keep not lining up, and it hasn't happened. And I didn't know that registration here is just 1 year, right? So this bike is brand new. It's 1 year and 2 months old now, but the registration was due January 1. And so when I got through Sigma here in Capiz, heading back to Rojas City, I ended up at road check. And normally I don't worry about road checks, unlike the massive groups of people on both sides of it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And it was an LTO one, not a police checkpoint. And so when I gave him my license, he's like, no, registration. They call it something else here, OR or something. And so I had to get off the bike and take the bag off and everything and get under the seat and get the registration. Well, sure enough, it shows it's expired as of January 1. I hate those mufflers. As of January 1, it was expired. So I said, okay, well, that's my fault, my bad. I didn't realize. I checked. I know Frank and Fel are in Thailand anyway, but I did check with them anyway, just to be sure they didn't have another one. And I said, okay, just give me a ticket. All right, I deserve it, the end. Didn't think anything of it until I saw him take my driver's license and put it in his pocket. And he wrote the ticket, I signed the ticket, and then I said, but I need my license back. And he said, no, sir, I'm confiscating it. You can't drive. And I was like, what? No, we're in the middle of nowhere. We are literally out in the provinces in the middle of nowhere. I'm supposed to walk to go pay this ticket? What do you mean? I was so confused. I guess there was a translation thing. Anyway, so I made some phone calls to some people, and then I asked the police to come because I didn't think that would be right. How do you take away your license? How am I supposed to pay? Just give me the ticket and I'll go and pay it. Anyway, it turns out, yes, there was just a miscommunication that there is a pink page in your ticket. You never gave me the ticket at first, so I had no idea. Anyway, the pink page is what you use to drive with for 72 hours to make sure you pay it, then you get your license back. That wasn't explained to me, so anyway, it doesn't matter. Thankfully, yes, the PNP and everybody, we got a escort back to the LTO office. So we've been spending hours, this whole process. And they explained it all to us, and I understood now. But the fine, get this, if we register it, it's 750 pesos, right? That's the price to register every year. But you also have to go get a smoke test, an emissions test. Even on a bike that's a year old, you must pass emission testing. And I do question how everything else is passing every year. But anyway, worry more about myself and not what others are, I guess. So the LTO emissions testing has to go get done. Past that, then you pay the 750 pesos a year for your registration. But the fine for not having it is 12,010 pesos. So I had to walk over to the bank machine, bring over 12,010 pesos, pay that. So that was a long afternoon. My gosh, my day did not turn out the way it's supposed to be. But hey, if you are renting a motorbike or borrowing a motorbike from somebody, check to make sure the registration is up to date. It can't be more than 12 months old. So be very careful, because it doesn't matter, it's not your bike. It makes no difference. This bike's technically not in my name yet. It can affect you, and that's big bucks. So anyway, learn from my lesson. Again, was my fault. I should have realized, well, hang on, wait a minute. If we can't switch it over to my name, I need to make sure the paperwork's up to date. That's on me. So tomorrow, very first thing in the morning, they gave me a week, by the way. So I paid the 12,000 pesos. They gave me a week to deal with it. But first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to get the emissions testing done on it and get this thing paid, the 750 pesos paid, and be registered and not have any problems anymore. And make sure the insurance is up to date. I do have to check that, but that's just, again, more money, so no big deal. We're back. We're back, and we didn't expect to be back. Sorry, that was a little long-winded, but maybe somebody else is going to go through the same situation, and they'll appreciate it. Yes, we are home. Oh, we got our filing cabinet. You have to put it together. It's a 3-layer lateral metal filing cabinet. Wow, we got to put that together. That's going to be difficult. Anyway, I'm looking for a banner. They're not up. Well, good morning. Actually, it's afternoon now, guys. I am here in Kalibo again to renew my visa. This is the same place I got my exit visa to leave the country last time, near the Capitol building. It's much closer to go to Kalibo from Rojas City than it is to Iloilo City. So it makes more sense to come to this immigration. Anyway, this morning was a very early morning. So LTO has their own emissions testing center. It opened at 7 a.m. So that was able to get done, and then get over and get the insurance updated and get to the LTO and be done by 9 o'clock in the morning, fully registered and done. By the way, if anybody's wondering, yes, the insurance on motorcycles is very cheap here. It's 750 pesos a year. So yeah, it's a very basic insurance, to be clear though. Like it's the legal amount that's required. Anyway, I gotta go get this done because this is my very last thing to worry about. And then we can, next couple days head over to Dumaguete. The last time I was here, this was all under construction. It looks like most of it's done. They're building this building over here. And they had a temporary location for immigration, so I don't know if it's still there. Probably. I think until this gets finished, it's still in this door over here. Anyway, it looks pretty. I absolutely love the immigration department. That was 10 minutes. In and out. It took longer for me to fill in the paperwork. 8 of that minutes. 2 were for him. Because while you're doing that, he's already going like this, putting everything in. So that was really cool. Well, I think that's going to be the end of this episode because the next one is going to be a gentleman's house that he's building out here in the provinces that nobody could believe that he was going to be able to build for $30,000 US, including the land and the whole house. I think he said the finishings too. And I'm going to be doing an update video in the very next one about how's it going now, because most of the house is built, and is he on budget, what's going on with it. So we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward.